Hello agents, here's another build video. As I said, this week I'm uploading 7 build videos. This is the 4th out of 7 now, and they're all builds that we use in the Operation Iron Horse raid. This is a build I've had for a long while now. It's a perfect glass cannon build. I made it around my Eagle Bearer and I absolutely love it. I made a small amendment for the Iron Horse raid, mainly for boss 3, and we'll talk about that in the video. But the video I released yesterday of the perfect DPS build for this raid, this is kind of what you want to be aiming for as you get more comfortable with that build, more comfortable with the raid. You want to move to glass cannon, certainly on boss 1, 2 and 3 for like the ad control sort of roles. It wrecks through ads, you get them down very, very quickly, as you can see on screen now. And it is the way to go when you're more comfortable. I wouldn't go in with glass cannon when you're learning the raid because it's just not going to work. That build yesterday is for that. But once you are comfortable with this raid and you've got a few people that are really smashing it, get them onto this glass cannon sort of build and it's going to make ad control a lot more easier. It just takes them down quicker. I use this on boss 1 all the time now and on boss 3 all of the time now. I don't really use it on boss 2 because I'm normally on the control room or I'm doing the furnace with the error codes. Doesn't work for that, but on boss 2 it will work as well if you are just solely on ad control. You know, you're going to delete everything in sight, so it will work on boss 2 as well if you're in the right role. Boss 4, I have a different build for that. That's going to come out over the next day or two. It's a very good build for that, to be fair. We've got a very specific build for the final boss. I've still got 2 more builds to show you other than that as well, so there's 3 builds in total to come after today. That's also a DPS hazard build and Eclipse protocol build, so they'll be coming. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you want to see them when they drop. Don't forget to hit like on this video as well if you do like it, and once you're finished with the video, if you check out the video description, there's a link to our fantastic gaming community. So #1 place to come to get help with raids on the Division 2. So come and check us out once you're done with the video. So here is the build. It's very similar to the one I posted yesterday. As I said in the intro, it's only 3-piece difference. So the one I posted yesterday was the Unbreakable DPS build for Operation Iron Horse. This is just my normal glass cannon build for my Eagle Bearer. I built it for my Eagle Bearer. I've amended it slightly for the Iron Horse raid, especially for boss 3. We'll discuss it as we go. But it wrecks. It hits very, very hard. It's one of my favourite builds to use. Probably not a solo build. You go down quite easily, but in a team, you really do get those kills, you get those damage numbers, you hit very hard. So we're going to start with the primary weapon I use. It's the Eagle Bearer. It's my favourite weapon on the game. A lot of people are going with other AR now to use in sync on it, which is a good choice as well if you want to do that. But my Eagle Bearer is hitting a 126.2k. It's got some good rolls on that. My secondary is a classic M1A. Now normally I run a baker's dozen, but this is my amendment for the Iron Horse raid. So this build is mainly for boss 3. I do use it on boss 1 as well because it's just a DPS check. But on boss 3, we set him alight at the end when we kill him. So what I wanted something either like a Pyromaniac, but I didn't want to drop my Eagle Bearer. So what I did was got a classic M1A off boosted. Thank you for dropping me this. And I was able to roll ignited onto it, which deals 20% weapon damage to burning enemies. So that's something I brought in just for this raid on boss 3. It gets that boss down real quick. If you have a couple of these builds on boss 3, you're not going to struggle with him. At the minute, I'm the only one running glass cannon on boss 3 in my team, but I am trying to get others, at least another 1 or 2 people running it too. I think that'll make that boss real easy. So they're the weapons. The pistol doesn't matter. We'll talk about the specialization at the end, but I use a grenade launcher. But moving on to the gear pieces, you can see I'm going to go through the 3 pieces that are the same as the build yesterday. And that is the Walker and Co mask. I have 1 piece which gives you weapon damage of 5%. You can see I've got weapon damage, crit hit chance maxed out. I've got a maxed out crit hit damage mod on that as well. I picked this up the other day while doing the global event. I was over the moon with it. Such a good piece. The second piece, which is the same as the build yesterday, is the Gift Providence Defense Backpack. Weapon damage, crit chance, crit damage mod there. Gives me perfect vigilance. I have 2 Providence pieces on the build, so I'm getting headshot damage at 15% and crit hit chance at 10% as well. What perfect vigilance does, this is a DZ only exclusive item. Well, it used to be. Some people are saying like some of these are dropping in the open world now, but it still increases your total weapon damage by 25%, but that is disabled when you take damage, but that is only disabled for 3 seconds on the perfect Vigilance. It's normally 4. You could go with a normal Providence Vigilance backpack, or you can even go away from Vigilance. Like I was talking in yesterday's build video, Companion is a viable option on the Iron Horse raid. You're close to your team members quite often. My playstyle doesn't really suit it, so I stick with Vigilance, but a lot of people are going Companion and it's working for them, so that's a choice for you. And the third piece that is the same as on the build yesterday is the Fox's Prayer knee pads. Got rifle damage for the one piece overload there. I've got weapon damage to target out of cover of 8%, and crit hit damage rolled onto them as well. The 3 pieces changed up from yesterday's build. I had a Fenris Unbreakable chest. Now, as I said in that build video yesterday, you can just change that to Unbreakable, but I like Perfect Glass Cannon, so I bring in the Sacrifice as a chest piece here as a second Providence piece. It's got weapon damage, crit hit damage, hazard protection there, and a crit hit damage mod. Now, I would change this if I could. I'd have crit chance instead of the hazard protection. But hazard protection is not the worst thing for this raid, so it's a good second option there if you did have that. But I would want crit chance there if I could. So that's a chest piece. I still have a Grupo piece on the build, but it's in form of a holster on this one. I've got max weapon damage, max crit hit damage, and I got 9.5% hazard protection. You get the 15% crit hit damage for one piece Grupo. This could also be Providence. A third piece Providence would give you 15% crit hit damage. So Providence or Grupo, the best piece you've got here. And again, I'd have crit hit chance instead of hazard protection on that if I could, but hazard protection isn't the worst thing for this raid. So again, it's not a bad roll. And that's the holster. And then the final piece there that's different from yesterday's build is the Fenris gloves. I still want Fenris on the build, even though I can't have it on the chest because I want the Perfect Glass Cannon. I've got these gloves here which are perfect, and it gives me 10% assault rifle damage for the one piece Fenris. Got max weapon damage, max crit hit damage, and I've got max crit hit chance on them as well. So that is my Perfect Glass Cannon build. I use this a lot anyway. The slight amendment with the ignited M1A for boss 3 on this raid, and you also use it for boss 1 on this raid. The skills are up to you. I'll always run with a revive hive. I don't like team members having to get me up, and if I do go down and my revive hive's gone, I will play more defensive and make sure I'm around cover until that is back. You go down very quick with Glass Cannon. You do need to get used to it, but once used to it, it's really easy. And if you're in a very competent team, especially on this raid, Glass Cannon is the way to speed things up and make it easier. So it's the build you want to sort of aim for from the build that I released yesterday, which is why I'm releasing it today, because you want to start off with like an Unbreakable build, but as your team gets more comfortable with the Iron Horse raid, you certainly want to bring some Glass Cannons in for boss 1, 2 and 3 for sure. It's only on boss 2 in the Furnace Room where you couldn't rare Glass Cannon. The ad control part you could. I'm not so sure about boss 4 and Glass Cannon yet. I've got a real good build for boss 4 I'm going to release over the next day or two. It's a different way of doing that. There's so many explosions going on. I'm not sure Glass Cannon will be the way. But the second skill, other than the Revive Hive, you can use what you want. A Fixer Drone, Striker Drone, anything that's like distract enemies. Fixer Drones are good because then if you haven't got med kits, you can just heal that way. But a decoy as well. On boss 3 of the Iron Horse raid, I will use a decoy. I'll put this down. The enemies will focus this. They won't focus me. It's such an OP skill there. But I'll leave that up to you. It's entirely your tactics or playstyle, whatever your team are doing. But that is my build. It's one of my favourite builds. I wanted to release this a while ago. I was waiting to get a better chest because I want crit hit chance and a better holster because I want crit hit chance. But as the Iron Horse raid is out now and I'm using this, people are asking to see the build, so here it is. And the last thing we want to talk about is a specialisation. It's the grenade launcher again. I explain this in most of my videos because I'm using it, so if you've watched them before, you'll know why I use this. But the main 2 reasons here are the damage to targets out of cover, 5%. That's for your whole team. But also the crisis, no, not that. The brace for impact. Ignore explosions. This can happen. This can trigger once every 60 seconds. So grenade launcher people or grenadiers or whatever, you're gonna survive an explosion once every 60 seconds. That works so good on Dark Hours as well for Razorback. Such a good talent there. But also for this raid as well, increased burn resistance by 20%. You can't go wrong with that. So with the hazard protection that I've already got on the build, say that was about, I don't know, 15-16%, I'm gonna have another 20% added for burn. So that's gonna make like 36% burn resistance on the build, which isn't too bad for this raid. So that's a specialization. But that's everything. That's the build, guys. So I'm done. That's the I think that's the 4th video now. We've got 3 more build videos coming out of what builds we use in the Iron Horse raid, and they include a Eclipse Protocol build, it includes a final boss build, and it includes a hazard build for the Furnace Room on boss 2. So the final 3 builds I want to release, I'll be releasing them over the next 2 days, and the boss by boss guides are coming as well. Just getting my last footage for that now to put those together for you as well. There should be some good guides. But thank you for watching this video. Please do hit like, consider hitting subscribe for more videos from myself. And now you're done with the video, if you check out the video description, there's a link to a fantastic community at the top. Come check us out. We're helping with Iron Horse right now. We're still helping with Dark Hours as well. It's the #1 place to be to get help on raids on the division. So come check us out. Until the next video, thank you for watching this one and peace out.